Ladies and gentlemen, breaking news coming out of Monday Night Raw tonight. Ladies and gentlemen, the Last Time Is Now tour was in Boston for John Cena's final appearance in Boston on the farewell tour, and the WWE made the most of it. Plus, we found out more about what we could expect Saturday, December 13th, as Saturday night's main event, as John Cena will wrestle his final match on that night. But tonight, we have breaking news, ladies and gentlemen. John Cena is officially a Grand Slam champion. That's right, we have a new Intercontinental champion. The show started off with Triple H coming out. He introduced John Cena to the hometown crowd, and Dominik Mysterio was like, "Hey, I'm not having any of this fanfare stuff. You know, screw you, John Cena." He asked Triple H what he was going to do about Rey Mysterio interrupting him last week. And so John Cena took offense to that, and so Triple H made the match. John Cena, Dominik Mysterio for the Intercontinental Championship, and John Cena became a Grand Slam champion. In what was a good back and forth match. I did talk about this and about John Cena's potential final opponent, and I did say that I thought Dominik Mysterio should have been his final opponent. With the idea being that maybe John Cena retires as a Grand Slam champion, and then maybe the WWE can have like a tournament to crown a new Intercontinental champion after Cena retires. But yeah, they gave us Dominic versus Cena tonight. Big shock to open the show, by the way. This was the night that we were going to be starting the Last Time Is Now tournament, and we did see that Rusev was able to take advantage of Damian Priest having his eye injury from Aleister Black, and was able to advance. And of course, we know Rusev is a former rival to John Cena, as Cena did beat him for the United States Championship at WrestleMania 31. Now, before I get into the rest of the tournament, I do want to talk about what else John Cena said, because the Saturday night's main event, December 13th, John Cena said this is about the future of the industry, and that the Saturday night main event match card is going to be featuring NXT talent against main roster talent. That is huge. We've been talking, you talk about the future of the WWE, the future of WWE with NXT, and how many stars they have down there that are the future. And you look at Ricky Saints, Obafemi, Ethan Page. You have a lot of good, young, up and coming talent down in the NXT pipeline that are going to get featured in front of an audience that maybe may not watch NXT. So this is going to be their first opportunity to be a part of, not only to be a part of John Cena's final match, to be on the show, but also to also be in front of a main roster audience that maybe for the first time are seeing guys like a Ricky Saints, an Ethan Page, Obafemi, who we have not seen in since he lost the NXT Championship. Could he be the one that Nick Aldis said that he didn't want to say who it was, who's facing LA Knight on SmackDown Friday night? So the fact that this is going to feature NXT talent against main roster talent, that tells me this is going to be not your typical 4 to 5 match card. this also feels like it's not going to be your typical Saturday night's main event. It really feels like it's going to be a showcase of the future of the WWE, and that is exciting because of the matchups that we could have. And that I think to me makes this show even better. Because John Cena wants to make this about the future of the WWE as he leaves. And of course, if he's the Intercontinental Champion, that does make you wonder now who is going to win the tournament, because if he's going to be the champion going into the show, who is going to be the guy to take the title off of Cena? So that is going to be interesting to see if it is an NXT talent that potentially could win this tournament to face John Cena. Could it be Obafemi against John Cena? Obafemi, main roster debut, beats John Cena in his final match to win the Intercontinental Championship. I mean, that's a hell of a way to debut him. I mean, it's one of those things where I think the WWE is doing right, where they are featuring NXT talent on this show, showcasing the talent in NXT. That goes back to what John Cena said, where Cena said that it could be from anybody from Raw, SmackDown, NXT, and people who don't even work here. And sorry, it's not going to be Edge. Even though we would all love for it to be Edge, but now that Cena has him in the Intercontinental Championship, barring him losing it, say, a Survivor Series, I would say there's a good chance that Cena walks into Saturday night's main event in his final match as Intercontinental Champion. So that really makes you wonder now, who is going to win this tournament? I think it changes the complexion of who we thought could win the tournament. And again, I know there's rumors of Gunther, but again, why are we putting Gunther back in the Intercontinental Championship picture? We've seen it. Let's get him to do something else. So, yeah, let's go back to the tournament here. So you had Shinsuke Nakamura, Sheamus, a banger match as always when Sheamus is involved. Sheamus, of course, is the winner. He will advance in the tournament, and depending on the bracket, because they haven't really told us how the bracket's going to line up, but I'm assuming this means Sheamus versus Rusev again. And Sheamus did post this tweet. December 13th, 2009, he beat John Cena for the WWE Championship. John Cena, December 13th, 2025, Sheamus versus John Cena again. But now what we just saw on Monday Night Raw, Sheamus could have a very good opportunity to face Cena. Not face Cena in his last match, but Sheamus is a guy who the Intercontinental Championship has eluded him. So Sheamus could very well win his first Intercontinental Championship off of John Cena in Cena's final match, in a recreation of Sheamus beating Cena for his first WWE Championship. So that is huge. As for the rest of the tournament, as we know, The Miz, another longtime rival to John Cena, will take on Jey Uso, who eliminated John Cena earlier this year to win the Royal Rumble. And of course, LA Knight, will take on a mystery opponent on SmackDown as the tournament will continue. But we also found out some matches for next week's Raw, as it will be NXT's Javon Evans going up against the returning Gunther, I just mentioned him earlier. You know, like I said, I don't have that much interest in seeing Gunther being the guy to retire Cena. So obviously Gunther will probably have a strong showing. I would prefer someone else win, like maybe you do Sheamus and Gunther in the finals. But again, this does seem to be the setup for what could be Gunther versus Cena come Saturday night's main event. And of course, Monday Night Raw, Adam Pearce did announce next week, live from Madison Square Garden, it will be Solo Sikoa taking on a mystery opponent. Could it be a certain Long Island IZ in Madison Square Garden? Could we see? This could be Matt Cardona. This could be Matt Cardona here. So Gunther, Javon Evans, Solo Sikoa against a mystery opponent who I believe is probably going to be Matt Cardona from TNA. So the tournament moves on as we will keep going to find out who will be John Cena's final opponent and potentially his final title defense ever in his career. But yeah, coming out of Monday Night Raw, ladies and gentlemen, John Cena is your new Intercontinental Champion and is officially a Grand Slam champion. Let me know in the comments below, guys. What do you guys think of John Cena winning the Intercontinental Championship? And who do you want to see now? Now that we know Saturday night's main event in December will feature NXT talent against main roster talent. Who do you want to see? Which NXT stars do you want to see spotlighted on that show? Do you want to see an NXT star win the tournament? Comment below, guys. And as always, hit that like and subscribe button as I do produce weekly wrestling content here on this channel. So, as always, I've been your host, Money Mike, and you've been watching Ringside Cinema.